have reached Steele's Awesome Toy Collector Review. I'm your man, Steele, and since this is my first review back in a long time, I'm starting off with the bank, so I'll be reviewing Transformers Haslab Deathsaurus. Transformers Legacy Deathsaurus. But before I get into the actual review, I just want to go over some of the awesome details on this packaging. Up front here is a beautiful illustration of Deathsaurus sitting on his Decepticon throne, along with Eagle chest and Lion chest. And up here in the corner, you have the Transformers Legacy logo in like a brilliant purple metallic font. Then in the other corner, you have the Takara Tommy and Transformer Generations logo. Then over here in Japanese, it says Tatakai, which means fight in Japanese. Choroboto Semetai, which means super robot lifeform. Over here it says Transforma Victory, which is Transformers Victory in English. Then down here it says Deathsaurus. Then over here in the other corner you have the 15 plus, which represents the age requirement for this figure. And in the corner here you have the Hasbro logo. Then on the side of the box here, you have the Transformers Victory logo, along with Transformers in that purple metallic font again. Then on the other side of the box, you have all of Deathsaurus' accessories, such as Tiger Chest in his longbow form, the Living Destroying Metal Cannon, and below that you have Eagle Chest. Below her, you have the Spiked Flail, and on the very bottom here, you have Lion Chest. Then on the back of the box here, you have at the very top, you have the Transformers Victory logo. Then below that, you have Deathsaurus sitting on his Decepticon throne along with Eagle Chest. Then over here on the side, you have Deathsaurus in his Dragon mode. Below that, he's in his Robot mode with his sword. And on the very bottom here, you have him again in his Robot mode supporting the longbow. Then on the very bottom here, again, you have the Transformers Authentic logo along with Takara Tommy. And over here, in the purple metallic font, you have Haslab, which pretty much says that this is a crowd-funded project. And below that, you have the Hasbro logo. Now I'm going to go ahead and unbox Deathsaurus. First, I'm going to go ahead and grab my trusty scissors. And up on the top here, there's a piece of tape right on the top here. I'm going to go ahead and slice that open. Right there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn this on the side because this box is pretty big. And I want to get it on camera sight so you guys can see what's actually in the packaging. I'm kind of excited because I have not opened up Deathsaurus yet. I've been waiting to open this figure up for this review. There's a small little box it starts off with. We'll open that up. And this must be the throne and the cannon and the flail here in this box. Put it out to the side. There's another box. Three boxes actually. The third one that's a little bit smaller. Right here. That was underneath this big box. Go to open this box up, and inside that box, it looks like it's the shield. You got the Tiger Chest and Eagle Chest here. I'm not sure what this is. Go and close that up, put it off to the side. Open up the last box. And this box actually has Deathsaurus in it. And it looks like there's two Micromasters in here. Didn't really get the notification of the Micromasters. I think I read somewhere that they included this bonus because since we hit a certain number of backers, they included these last two from the Star Saber series. Star Saber came out with, I guess it was Holy and Fire. And these two Micromasters are the other four from the original set, which is pretty cool. And it looks like all the other accessories are behind Deathsaurus. Looks like the base and some blast effects, and you got the instructions on the bottom. Looks like you got the sword here, and you got the arrow for the crossbow, or the longbow. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put this all together. I'm going to go ahead and start my review. Transformers Generations Haslab Deathsaurus. Deathsaurus was a Haslab crowdfunded project which ran from October 27, 2022 until December 12th of 2022. Deathsaurus cost $179.99 and required a minimum of 11,000 backers. Deathsaurus was successfully funded with 27,442 backers, which also unlocked 2 bonus tiers. The first bonus tier was unlocked at 14,000 backers. This tier included the living metal destroying cannon, spiked flail, and 2 blast accessories. The second tier was unlocked at 17,000 backers. This tier included the throne accessory, stand base, and 2 arm attachments. This project was shipped to backers on December of 2023. Deathsaurus is a Transformer Victory-inspired figure that converts into his dragon mode in 43 steps. His accessories include a Tiger Chest Micromaster, a Eagle Chest Micromaster, the Death Tailor Shield, sword, arrow, and instruction. Deathsaurus also has 30 points of articulation. He stands over 11 inches tall, and he is meant for fans 15 and up. Now I want to go ahead and convert Deathsaurus into his dragon mode. But the first thing you always want to do is remove all of the accessories. So I want to go ahead and take his Death Tailor Shield right here. I want to go ahead and remove from his shoulder. It's being held on by a 5mm port. You take that port, you flip it back into his shoulder. Like that. The next thing you want to do is you want to take his chest right here, the lion chest plate. And you want to go ahead and pull that out. It comes off pretty easily. And you get the eagle chest in there. We'll go ahead and take the dragon head right here. You want to push this little chest plate right through. And that comes out and has a little spring right there that kind of ports in this other chest. Go and flip that dragon head back down. And now Deathsaurus ready to be transformed. Now for the first step of the transformation, you want to take his forearm right here. And on the side, you got little tabs right there and right there. You want to go and flip those panels up. Like that. And like that. Step 2. You want to go ahead and turn Deathsaurus all the way around. Then let me move his wing out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So you got this dragon foot right here. I want to go ahead and swivel it so the toes are facing downward like this. So it should look like that. Go and do that to the other side. Take this wing again. I'm going to flip it so you guys see what I'm doing. Take that foot. I'm going to flip it all the way down like this. So both feet or both toes should be pointing downwards. Step 3. You want to go and take this foot. You want to flip it downward. Like that. So it should look like that. Go and do that to the other side. Take this gold foot, you flip it like that. Step 4. You want to go ahead and take that fist and flip it into the forearm. Like that. Go and do that to the other side. Take that fist and flip it right into the forearm. Just like that. Step 5. Now you don't want to take these forearm panels and flip them down. Well, you'll notice that right here you got a couple portholes right there. And a couple ports right there. You take this forearm panel and just snap it right in there like that. Just fit right in. Go and do that to the other side. Take that forearm panel and just bring it right in just like that. For step 6, you want to go ahead and take that gold foot and flip it back just like that. I'm going to do that to the other side. Take this gold foot and flip it back just like that. Now for step 7, you want to go ahead and take this forearm and swing it all the way around like that. So it should look like that. Go and do that to the other side. Take that forearm and right at the elbow swivel, just rotate it all the way around so the gold foot is facing forward just like that. For step 8, you want to go and take this forearm and push it in so it collapses into the shoulder like that. Go and do that to the other side. Just kind of collapse it in like that. For step 9, they want you to take these prongs on top of his helmet and want you to go and push it in like that. For step 10, you want to go ahead and turn Deathsaurus all the way around. And right on his backpack, there's a panel. You want to go ahead and flip this panel all the way down like that. So it opens up a little compartment right there. Now for step 11. You want to go ahead and turn Deathsaurus all the way around again. And you want to take that backpack. and you want to flip it up. But there are a couple of pegs right here and right there. Let's go portholes on his shoulders right there. You want to go and flip that right into those portholes, just like that. For step 12, you want to take that panel right there. You want to flip it over Deathsaurus' face so it clicks into place, just like that. You want to take this dragon head. You want to bend it all the way back like that. Step 13, you want to take this panel right here that's in the back of the dragon's head. You want to flip it over the neck like that, so it kind of looks like this. Step 14, you want to go ahead and turn Deathsaurus all the way around. And you have these things that surrounded the backpack. You want to go ahead and take these panels and flip them down just like that. I'm going to do it to the other side, to this panel, and flip it all the way down just like that. Now on to step 15. Those two panels you just flipped down, you want to bring them to the middle. And there's a swivel joint right there and right there. And you kind of just pull it out and in, and you push it in like that. Go and do that to the other side. You kind of pull it out and in, and they both should meet right in the middle, just like that. Step 16 has you take those two panels now, and you want to flip it up into Deathsaurus' back. And what you want to do is you want to take those panels so that the pegs right there go in that porthole right there. So I'm going to go ahead and flip that up, so it goes right in just like that. For step 17, you want to go ahead and take Deathsaurus, flip him over, and on the bottom of the feet, you should take his heel right there. You want to flip it right into his foot, just like that. You're going to do it to the other side, take that heel, and flip it right into the foot. For step 18, on the bottom of the legs right there and right there, these two panels. There's a slight hinge joint. You want to go ahead and just untab both of them so they flip out just like that and just like that. For step 19, there's a hinge joint right there and right there in the back of the legs. You want to go and flip that panel all the way up just like that. You want to go do that to the other side, flip that panel all the way up just like that. For the 20th step, you want to take these panels right there and right there. There's another hinge joint right there and right there. You want to go and flip that in so that the peg right there goes into that porthole. Goes into place like that, you hear a little snap. Do that to the other side, go ahead and flip that in. Go and snap it into place. Step 21. There's a hinge joint right there and right there. You want to take those panels you just flip together and flip them out like that. Go and do it to the other side. Go ahead and flip it out just like that. Now for step 22. You got a couple hip panels right there and right there. And there's a hinge joint at the top of these panels. They want you to go ahead and flip these panels up like that. Do that to the other side right here. Take that panel and you flip it up just like that. For step 23, we're going to turn Deathsaurus all the way around. You have these knee panels that are gold right there and right there. I'm going to go ahead and flip them down just like that. I'm going to do that to the other side. Take that panel and flip it down just like that. Step 24, they just want to take these legs. Let me go and turn Deathsaurus all the way around and bring the legs together just like that. Step 25, they want you to take these feet panels right here and right here. They want you to go and flip them down just like that. Go and do it to the other side. Take that foot panel and flip it down just like that. Step 26 is very old school. So all you're going to do is take the leg and bend it at the knee so it goes over the thigh, just like this. If you're a big G1 fan, this is very reminiscent of a lot of the old transformations that a lot of the old Transformers used to go through. All you do is spin it right at the knee, just like that. Since I am breaking down this transformation step by step, step 26 and step 27 could have been done together. Because all you can do for step 27, according to the instruction, is just step it all the way into place like that. So you could have made the full rotation in step 26 and 27 together. But the instructions call for you to straighten out this piece right here and right here. For step 28, you have these panels that you folded up earlier on. All they want you to do now is just kind of close it up, peg it right into place just like that. Now for step 29, you want to go ahead and take the depth tailor accessory. You want to go ahead and you want to fold it in so you form the tail. For step 30, you're going to take that tail accessory and just fold it up. There's a couple slots right there and right there. Two holes right there and right there. You want to go ahead and take that tail accessory and slide it right into place just like that. Step 31, you want to go ahead and turn Deathsaurus all the way around. And those panels that used to be his knees, right right over there. You go ahead and flip those all the way down, and it should tab right into place, just like that. Do that to the other side. You go ahead and tab it right into place, just like that. For step 32, you want to go ahead and take Deathsaurus and turn him all the way around. And you got the shoulders right here and right here. On the bottom of the shoulders, you have a hinge joint right there and right there. You want to go ahead, you want to pop those shoulders right out of place. Like that. And like that. So it should look like that. Now for step 33. Now let's go ahead and turn Deathsaurus all the way around. Just like that. You want to go ahead and take the wing panels and you want to flip them in just like this. And just like that. Step 34. You want to go ahead and turn Deathsaurus all the way around. In those shoulder panels that you brought out earlier, there's a swivel joint on the bottom right here near the hip. You want to go ahead and rotate that around. You want to make sure that the arms are far enough so it's not catching on anything, so you're not causing any stress on this joint right here. We want to go ahead and rotate that all the way around. Go and do that to the other side. Take that arm, rotate it all the way around just like that. Step 35. The piece you just rotated all the way around, there's a peg right there, there's a porthole right there on those sides. You want to go ahead and tab that right into place just like that. You want to go and do that to the other side. Take that little tab right there, put it right in that little porthole right here. It'll all go into place and it should hold the legs right into place just like that. Step 36. Go ahead and turn Deathsaurus to his side just like that. And what used to be his arms is going to be his leg. So go ahead and rotate that all the way down, just like this. It's on a nice ratcheting joint. Go ahead and turn him around and do that to the other side. Go ahead and turn his arm, leg, and turn it all the way down just like that. Now for step 37. We're going to take his gold feet, go ahead and flip it down just like that. Go ahead and do that to the other side. Take that foot and slightly turn it just like this. For step 38. There's this dark blue panel holding the wing into place. You have to go ahead and untab it, swing it around, and there's a peg right there, and there's a porthole right there. Just go ahead and snap that right into place just like that. I'll go ahead and do that to the other side. Get that blue panel right there, kind of unhinge it, swing it around, and put it right back into place just like that. Step 39, you had these pieces right here that were inside the backpack when you flipped it up and over. Well, now you go ahead and you take these pieces, there's a hinge joint right there. You go ahead and you flip that all the way around, so it comes all the way around just like that, and it reveals a little arm. Go ahead and do that to the other side, there's that little swivel joint right there. Go ahead and you take that piece and swing it all the way around until it tabs into place just like that. Now for step 40. Step 40 is pretty simple. Those pieces you just flipped around, you just take that piece and you open it up just like that. There's a hinge joint right there. Go ahead and do that to the other side. Take that blue piece right there. There's a hinge joint right there. Go ahead and just bend it up and it forms his arm. Step 41 is fairly simple. All you're going to do now is take his feet and spread out the toes. To do that, you just stick your finger in between the claws just like that. Look to the other side. Go ahead and open it up just like that. And just like that. 42nd step is another fairly simple step, and I just want you to open the jaw, so just pull it open just like that. The 43rd and final step of this transformation is, you go ahead and you turn his wings just like that. And now you have Deathsaurus in his dragon mode. Now I'm going to go ahead and convert Eagle Chest from his chest mode into his eagle mode. The first step is you want to go and flip them over. You got a hinge joint right there and right there. So you want to go ahead and flip those open just like this. Because the second step, you got a hinge joint right there and right there. You want to flip that down just like that. Flip that down just like that. Step 3. Want to go and take this panel right there and right there. So a swivel joint right there and right there. Kind of want to bring it out like that. Then to the other side, bring it out just like that. For step 4, you have these cannons right there and right there. I'm going to flip those out just like that. Just like that. For step 5. You want to take this piece right here, you want to flip it out. Then for step 6, take this piece right here, you flip it out. Just like that. Then you take that piece you flipped out in step 5, and you flip it back in for step 7. Next, step 8. Go ahead and you pick the figure up, and you got the legs right there and right there. Ball socket joint right there and right there. Just flip it up just like that. Flip it up just like that. For step 9, just take the figure, get this panel right here. Flip it out, and it forms the tail. For the 10th and final step, all they really want you to do is take Eagle Chest, just open his mouth up just like that, and now you have Eagle Chest in his complete Eagle mode. Now I'm going to go ahead and convert Eagle Chest from his chest mode into his blaster mode. The first step you want to do is you want to go ahead and flip him over just like that. You want to go ahead and open up his wings. Step 2, you want to go ahead and take these blasters right here. You want to flip them out just like that. Step 3, you got this piece right here. So you want to flip that out just like that. For step number 4, you want to take these wing panels, you want to fold them right back up just like that. For the 5th and final step, you want to go ahead and take the 2 blast effects, the longer ones, and inside the 5mm port there's actually a little porthole. You want to take these little cannons and plug them right into the ports just like that. Go to the other side. Just like that. And now, Eagle Chest is converted over to his blaster mode. Now I'm going to go ahead and convert Tiger Chest from his chest mode into his tiger mode. In the first step, there's this panel on his back right here, the Decepticon symbol. We'll flip that up just like that. Step 2, you want to go ahead and flip it over again. You have this tail right here. You want to go ahead and pull that tail out just like that. Because for step 3, now you're going to take this panel and close it up. Step 4 is a little tricky. You want to go ahead and take these wings right here. You want to pull them out just like that. For step 5, you want to go and flip over Tiger Chest. You have these legs on the outside, right there and right there. You want to go ahead and flip those out. Just like this. Flip the other one out. Just like that. Because in step 6, you want to take those legs you just flipped out. You got a hinge joint right there and right there. You want to swing that all the way around just like that. You want to do that to the other side. Swing it out all the way just like that. Because now for step 7, you want to take those front legs right here and right here. You want to bring them out just like that. Just like that. For step 8, they just want you to go ahead and put those wings back in that you pulled out in step 4. For step 9, all they really want you to do is go ahead and take the head, just pull it out, just like that. Now in step 10, you just take these wings, the hinge joint right there and right there, just pull it up, just like that, just like that. The 11th and final step, all they want you to do simply is just to open the jaw, just like that. And now you have Tiger Chest in his tiger mode. Now I'm going to go ahead and convert Tiger Chest from his chest mode into his longbow mode. The first step, we're going to go ahead and take these wings here and fold them down. So you got a hinge joint there and there. All you have to do is kind of take it out and push it up just like that. Go and do that to the other side. Take the wing, fold it out just like that. For step 2, we're going to take this panel right here on Tiger Chest's back. I'm going to flip it down just like that. For step 3, want to go and flip Tiger Chest over. You have this tab right here. Want to flip it down just like that. Step 4, want want to go and take tiger chest. Get this long piece right here. Got a peg right there. Got a porthole right there. I'm going to flip that piece so the peg goes right into this porthole. Just like that. The final step for this transformation, you want to go and grab the arrow. And as you can see, there's two pegs right there and right there. You want this peg right there. You want to take that peg, you want to plug in that porthole right on the tiger chest's back. Just like this. And now you have tiger chest and his longbow. Now I'm going to go ahead and convert Autobot Boulder from his boat mode into his robot mode. And the first step you want to do, you want to go ahead and take this back end right here. You want to go ahead and flip it out just like that. Because in step 2, you're going to take this white piece right here that you just flipped out, flip it up like that. In step 3, you're going to take these pieces right here that are supposed to be the legs and spread them apart a little bit just like that. Step 4 is the part right here at the top. You just flip it back just like that. Now for the final part of this transformation, you want to go ahead and take Boulder's arm and unpeg it and bring the shoulder down just like that. Do that the other side, unpeg the arm, bring the shoulder down, and now you have Autobot Boulder in his complete robot mode. Next, I'm going to go ahead and convert Pippo from his ambulance mode all the way to his robot mode. In the first step, I want to take this front end here, flip it out just like that. Because in step 2, all they really want you to do is flip the legs. For step 3, they want you to take this piece right there and right there and flip them out because they form his feet. For the fourth and final stage of this transformation, they want you to go ahead and take the arm, unpeg it, and bring the shoulder down, just like that. You take it aside, unpeg the arm, bring the shoulder down, and now you have Pippo in his robot mode. Now that I have Eagle Chest in his blaster mode, I want to show you how Deathsaurus arms him. You get the handle right here for the blaster, you got two pegs right there and right there. On the inside of Deathsaurus' hand, you have a porthole right there. You just take the blaster and the handle, you fit it right into that porthole right there. And now you have Deathsaurus armed with his Eagle Chest blaster. Next, I'll show you how to arm Deathsaurus with his Tiger Chest longbow. Now on the back of the Tiger Chest, or the bottom, you have two pegs right there and right there. And the inside of Deathsaurus' forearms, you have two portholes right there and right there. You want to take this longbow, these two pegs, plug it right into those portholes, just like this. Kind of take his other arm, make it look like he's stringing his arrow. And now you have Deathsaurus armed with his Tiger Chest longbow. Now that Deathsaurus in his Dragon mode and on my display table, I once again want to go over some of his play features and accessories. First by talking about Eagle Chest. Eagle Chest is in the same mode that I had him in while I was transforming Deathsaurus from his robot mode into his Dragon mode. In order to fit him back into Deathsaurus in his Dragon mode, you want to turn Deathsaurus all the way around. And what was once his chest is now his back, cool spring-loaded panel right here. You press Eagle Chest against that panel again, creates a clearance and hollows out the chest. So what happens now is you go and you grab your Tiger Chest. In order for Tiger Chest to fit back on Deathsaurus, you take these wings and fold them up just like this. So now that this part right here can fit into that compartment that you just cleared. And you go and you pop that right in place just like that. And now you got Deathsaurus in his full Dragon mode. Another cool accessory this figure comes with is the living metal destroying cannon. And Deathsaurus can actually arm this in his Dragon mode, which is a little funny because you don't really see a dragon carrying a cannon around. But in order to arm Deathsaurus with this cannon, there's a peg right in the bottom of the back of the cannon, right there. You have two portholes on his shoulders. For some reason, my figure, the porthole only fits on the left shoulder. In order for it to go ahead and fit, you get that slot right there in that porthole. You push it down just like that. And you have to make sure that Tiger Chest's wing kind of clears it a little bit. Because it'll pop Tiger Chest right out if you don't do it correctly. And now you have Deathsaurus armed with his living metal destroying cannon. Cool thing is this little joint right here where you kind of move some of these arms around. But you also get the standard blast effects. You can get 6 of these. You get 2 of the wider ones, or the base blast effect. You have 2 of the middle ones, right there. And you also get 2 of the longer ones. And in order to build these blast effects, you take the wide one, the middle one, just peg them in just like that. You take the long one, porthole right there, peg at the end right there, plug it right in, just like that. And the cool thing is this figure's chock full of portholes. And there's a couple on the legs here, there's one at the end of the barrel here, 2 in the bottom of the feet, so 1 inside the mouth. But I'm going to go ahead and plug this long blast effect at the end of the cannon. Back a little so you can see what I'm doing. And now you have Deathsaurus armed, firing away at the enemy. Pretty cool feature. Well, I'm going to go ahead and unport this and take the cannon off without knocking over Tiger Chest. But another cool accessory this figure comes with is a display stand. So you can display Deathsaurus while he's flying. And you get this base stand right here, which also was a base for the throne. You get the slot right here. You take the display arm and you slide it right into that slot, just like that. And on Deathsaurus' belly, you'll notice there's a little port right there. You take this display piece right here, you plug it right into his belly, just like that. You get this porthole, it's a little bit larger. You get this porthole. And what you might want to do is you want to take his legs and bring it back to create some clearance so he doesn't hit the display stand, so he can simulate that he is flying. Pull his head up, so now I have Deathsaurus flying in his dragon mode. And as I mentioned earlier on, there's portholes everywhere on this figure. So I'll go ahead and take the long blast effect, the medium one, I'm going to plug them into each other. We got a peg at the end of this one. We have a porthole, I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, inside his mouth. Go ahead and arm him so he's firing away with his blast effect in his mouth at enemies. Open that up a little bit more. There you go. And the cool thing is you got some effects on the bottom of the feet. And unfortunately this blast effect does not fit into his mouth. But what you can do is you go ahead and just plug it on the bottom of the feet. So it looks like he's propelling himself off the ground. You got some rocket engines on the bottom of his feet. Just like that. Now you have Deathsaurus flying around blasting away at enemies. Really, really cool. And if you really chose to bring out the living metal destroying cannon, you might be able to fit that on too. That's a little bit excessive for me. We're going to unport all of these. And I think that's a really cool feature that if you choose to display Deathsaurus in his dragon mode. It's pretty sturdy and his figure's not that heavy. So this stand does a great job of supporting that weight. So go ahead and do that. Move that off to the side. Because I want to go ahead, and I told you guys in my early reviews that I had a vault back home and I had a whole bunch of figures in this vault. Well, I'm back home now, so I have access to all of these figures. So I'm going to go ahead and move Deathsaurus over to the side because I happen to be able to find my original Generation 1 Deathsaurus. And I'm very excited about doing this because I had so many reviews I've done in the past where I've had the original versions of the figure, but I always had to make reference that they're sitting in this vault back home. Well, here's Deathsaurus. So now I can finally do a great side-by-side comparison with a Generation model and a newer model. And as you can see, like lately Hasbro's busted out a lot of old school figures with War for Cybertron, Legacy, and Haslab brought out this beautiful figure for Deathsaurus. But doing a side-by-side comparison, let me just go ahead and rotate them around. Both figures have a lot of great features, but they also have a little, some not so great features. And one feature that I really appreciate about the Generation 1 model is the head sculpt. And this figure's a little bit older, granted it's over 30 years old. You have some paint chipping here, but the head here is actually molded out of a die-cast metal. Very heavy figure. And the engineering is fantastic Generation 1 because there's some ratcheting joints that actually support the weight. So I have to give Hasbro or Takara a lot of credit on the engineering of this figure. I mean, this figure has a very kaiju look. It's very proportioned. Because the one thing that I saw that the Haslab version kind of came short at was the proportion. Because you get the legs right here a little bit bulky. For the Generation 1 model, it's very sleek. It's very proportioned. I love the, you know, I have to favor the Generation 1 model of the Deathsaurus and the Dragon mode over the Haslab because it's just so finely detailed. I mean, you got the metal molded. The feet are actually molded out of die-cast metal also. And when you flip the figure around, you see the detail on the back, especially with tiger chest for the Generation 1 model, which was referred to as tiger breast in the Japanese Victory series, but you get the crotch plates here. With the Haslab version, the crotch plate's not really hidden too well. With the Generation 1 model, it blends in perfectly with the tail. And you get this panel here that's supposed to hide the legs. It only hides this portion right here. With Generation 1, it blends right in. And there's a feature with the tail where you kind of like swing the tail around a little bit. With the Haslab version, it's pegged in, so it's stationary. It's stuck. And as I mentioned, the detail with the head sculpt for Generation 1 is fantastic. It's out of die-cast metal. You got like 4 horns right here. You got the sharp, sleek look. But with Generation 1, you have kind of like a rounded, and there's only 2 horns here. It's not as detailed, and it's not as cool looking as Generation 1 model. You know, but I feel that the Dragon mode for the Haslab version was sacrificed to give the robot mode more of a cartoon accurate look because they wanted to base it more on the Generation 1 Victory Series animated model. But in all, let me go and rotate these figures around so you can see the similarities and differences between both figures. Because both figures are great, like I said, some excel in some parts and some don't in some parts, but all in all, I do really like the Haslab version. I mean, the look of the Generation 1 is a little bit nicer. With all of Deathsaurus' play features and accessories in this Dragon mode, this figure is a great addition to anyone's Transformer collection. We're going to rotate this around so you guys can appreciate the detail and actually the hard work that Haslab put into this great figure. Now that I have Deathsaurus in this robot mode and on my display table, I just want to go over some of his play features and accessories first by talking about Eagle Chest. And earlier on in this review, I talked about Eagle Chest could transform into Deathsaurus' blaster and how we could arm him. So what I'm going to do now is just store Eagle Chest back into Deathsaurus' chest. And this is how you do it. You get this chest panel right here, and it's spring loaded. You see the spring feature right up there, and once you push it, it creates a clearance and an opening. So once you push Eagle Chest against his chest, it goes right in just like that. So now you go ahead and grab Tiger Chest. And earlier in this review, I also talked about how Tiger Chest could transform into Deathsaurus' longbow and how he could arm him. So I'm just going to store him back into Deathsaurus' chest again. Just like that. And it's really nice. And he looks beautiful with both his chest pieces in right now. So the next accessory I'm going to go ahead and bring in is the Living Metal Destroying Cannon. And this cannon is nicely detailed, and it was included with Deathsaurus in one of the bonus tiers like I mentioned earlier on. And there is a lot of details with this figure. You get this black molded detail that kind of folds in half for storage purposes. So fold it back in. You get this handle right here. And this handle is specifically designed with 2 slots, unlike the standard 5mm pegs. And these slots were also used for the Masterpiece figures, which I think is really, really cool. So I don't know if this figure is more meant to be a Masterpiece or a mainline Legacy War for Cybertron figure. But I mean, it's kind of a hybrid of both, and I kind of want to say it's more scaled to the mainline figures, such as the Legacy figures that are out and a lot of the War for Cybertron figures. So I'm going to say it's more of a mainline figure than a Masterpiece figure. But you get the silver barrel right here, which is a silver plastic detail. It's not painted. There's a 5mm port or hole in the end here for blast effects, which I'll get into in a second. You get this handle detail right here, which kind of goes up and down. You get these 5 little red arms that go in and out like that. Pretty cool detail. I mean, this is a lot of detail for an accessory. Some painted detail right there. Some silver paint detail right there. Then on the back of the cannon, you have this exhaust port with a 5mm porthole in the end. In order to arm Deathsaurus with this cannon, you have, like much of the Masterpiece figures inside the fist, you have like a slotted detail right there. Take the handle, and you also want to move this wing in, create a little bit of clearance, but it'll knock the chest piece off. You want to take the handle, place it right into the fist, just like that, and close the hand around it. So now you got Deathsaurus armed with this living metal destroying cannon. But as I mentioned earlier on, and let me go ahead and position it so you guys can see the cannon a little bit better. So we can position him so like he can hold this cannon, but this cannon is very long. And hopefully Tiger Chest stays in his chest with this portion of the review, because you get 6 blast effects. You get the 2 wide blast effects right here, kind of focusing on it. Get the 2 middle blast effects, that. And you get the 2 longer ones. And with the wider one, you have a 5mm port in the back, 5mm porthole in the front here. You want to grab the middle blast effect, there's a peg right in the back of that blast effect. You want to plug that right into the wider one. You have this so far. You grab the long one, the 5mm peg right there, the porthole right inside the middle one, put it in just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and peg that right into the cannon. So now you have that blast into the cannon. But the other cool detail about this, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this off, because there isn't a whole lot of room. Let me go ahead and turn it this way instead. I'm sorry. You guys can take advantage of me going around all the angles too, so you can treat this figure from all the different angles. So I'm going to move the wing to the side, because there's that porthole right back there. You have that exhaust port. So I'm going to go ahead and peg in that wider blast effect right there. So now you have Deathsaurus running away with a living metal destroying cannon. Really, really cool. You know, I'm not happy they included this accessory with this figure, because it's kind of like a nod to the Victory series, because that cannon plays a very, very relevant part of the storyline. I want to go ahead and take this cannon, put it off to the side. Because the next accessory I want to go ahead and talk about is the spiked flail. And this spiked flail has a lot of great detail, and as you can tell, the camera zooms in on it. Each chain link is molded out of a specific plastic. Because a lot of times you see a lot of figures that are, you know, that include a chain or anything. It's like one plastic molded deal, and it's usually molded in a fixed position. Well, this one is actually like an actual flail. It's really cool. And the handles even got some detail. You got the gold paint on each end of the handle. Of course, you have that Masterpiece slotted peg right there. And even the mace at the end, nicely detailed. In order to arm Deathsaurus with this spiked flail, the same thing. You take the slots right here, you put them right into the hand, just like that. You just peg it right in. You just close the hand up, and now you have Deathsaurus armed with this spiked flail. Hand down, close his chest piece up. Really, really cool accessory. But, I mean, like, this figure came chock full of accessories. The next accessory I'm going to talk about is his sword. His sword is also molded, I think it's molded out of maybe out of a red plastic, but you get this metallic silver luster to this blade here, which is fantastic. You got the molded detail of the handle. You got the gold paint on each end of the handle. In order to arm Deathsaurus with the sword, you do the same thing. You get that slotted peg right there. Focus it on it. You put it right into the hand just like that. Close the fist around it. And now you have Deathsaurus armed with the sword. Really, really cool. Next accessory I want to go and talk about is so many accessories of this figure. This Death Tailor's shield. In order to arm with Death Tailor's shield, you have this peg right here. You also have this handle. This handle serves many purposes, but I'm going to show you one of the 2 purposes that it has. You have this hole right there. You get the 5mm peg. Put it right into the port. You got the handle sticking out just like that. I'm going to go ahead and pull Deathsaurus' hand out just like that. You arm it the exact same way you arm the other 2 accessories. Just take that handle, put it right into that slot. I'm going to be able to do that without getting in the way of the camera. accessory is a little bit trickier than most. Oh, I did. Cool. And now you have Deathsaurus, and it's kind of funky, armed with this sword and shield. Fantastic figure. I mean, with 30 points of articulation, there's so many dynamic poses you could put Deathsaurus in. I mean, it's just such a fantastic figure, and he's very cartoon accurate and is very faithful to the animated model for Victory. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull Deathsaurus off to the side, because the next accessory I want to talk about is the display stand. First, you grab the base, you grab the arm attachment. On the bottom of the arm attachment, you have the slot right here. You have this hole right here. You want to make sure that this peg is facing in. You want to slide it right into the base, just like that. So it should look like that. Because what you want to do is you want this piece right here, because this is where Deathsaurus kind of sets on, kind of supports his weight, and you have this peg that goes right into a 5mm port on his rear end. Let me show you where the porthole is. It's right there. And you just grab Deathsaurus. You want to make sure there's a little bit of clearance. So I'm going to go ahead and bend him at the knees a little bit. And what you do is you take that 5mm peg, plug it right into that hole. Like that. So now you have Deathsaurus flying into action, and you can display Deathsaurus on yourself just like that. Really, really cool feature, and I believe there are pegs everywhere. So if you want to put some ports here and there, plug various ports around Deathsaurus. Really, really cool feature. According to the instructions, there is a way to store some of those accessories while Deathsaurus is in his robot mode. The first accessory I'm going to talk about is the Death-Tailor shield. And on the back of the Death-Tailor shield, you have a 5mm peg right there. Where you grab the handle, and on the side of the handle, you have a 5mm porthole right there. You take that handle, you plug it right into that peg, like that. So now you have another 5mm peg right there. On Deathsaurus' right shoulder, you have this tab right here. You want to swing it around, just like that. It opens up a 5mm port. You take the Death-Tailor shield now, you plug it right in, and that is how you store the Death-Tailor shield while Deathsaurus is in his robot. But the next accessory I'm going to talk about and show you how to store is that flail that we talked about earlier. And that flail is simply stored because on Deathsaurus' backpack here, where it used to be the dragon's neck, is a hollow bucket like this. And all they say in the instructions is you just put that flail right into that bucket, just like that. I'll go ahead and put that off to the side because I mean to me that's not really a great way to store that accessory. Because the next accessory I'm going to go ahead and talk about is Deathsaurus' sword. And you might want to move the wings to create a little bit of clearance, because on the sword, right here, I don't know if you can see it on camera, we can focus in on it. There's a porthole right there. Right on Deathsaurus' back right here, there's this peg. And what you want to do is you want to angle the sword so it kind of clears the head here, and it should just peg right into place just like that. And now you have his sword, this sword away, and his robot mode. Really, really cool feature. I'm going to go ahead and move that off to the side. Because, as you can see with Deathsaurus' Death-Tailor shield, the original Generation 1 toy, that's the only way he held his shield. He didn't really have a way or a handle to hold the shield. And I happen to have the Generation 1 version of Deathsaurus. Because, like I mentioned earlier on in early reviews, I had this vault back home. Well, I'm back home now and I have access to this vault. So I have access to tons of Generation 1 treasures and a lot of vintage figures. Deathsaurus has to be one of them. And as you can see, there's a huge scale difference when you compare the two side by side. And as I mentioned earlier on with the spiked flail, the original Generation 1 Deathsaurus actually has that chain flail where it's like a molded detail where it's just one piece. And it's attached to his blaster, which is kind of strange that he has a mace at the end of his blaster. Not sure what they were doing there, but I mean, when they actually came out with the TV series, I don't think they had this weapon. I think it was more of a separate flail, and that the living metal destroying cannon was featured in the TV series. There wasn't really a blaster. And he had a sword. And actually, all the accessories that come with Deathsaurus in the Haslab version is more cartoon accurate. And as you can see, I mean, Deathsaurus was created back in the early 90s. I mean, he's a very aged figure, and you can tell from, I mean, he had a lot of articulation for that time period, but I mean, this version of Deathsaurus has 30 points of articulation, very cartoon accurate, very faithful to the animated model of Transformers Victory. This version of Deathsaurus, I mean, he's very well aged. He has some different details. Like, there are some pluses for the Generation 1 version. Like, you get this metal detail right up here. It's actually molded out of metal, die-cast metal. And the wings right here on Tiger Chest actually have like a die-cast metal. You got the kneecaps right here, die-cast metal. And you got these forearm plates right here. They're actually molded out of die-cast metal. We're going to swing these figures around. And as you can see, his backpack here, which is pretty much a dragon head, is molded out of die-cast metal also. But I would have to actually give it to the Haslab version, because this figure is fantastic. Very, very cartoon accurate, very proportional. I mean, a lot of the Generation 1 figures, and you can't really dog out Generation 1 too much. I mean, I grew up on Generation 1, but I mean, with what Hasbro is doing with a lot of the updates to the older figures, they're just going miles and miles. I mean, they're blowing our minds because they figured out how to make the robot mode very cartoon accurate. I want to go ahead and take that sword and put it off to the side. Because I want to go ahead and talk about the final accessory. Because the final accessory is the Decepticon throne. The Decepticon throne has a lot of nice molded detail. It has a very organic, fleshy look to it. At the very top here you have the Decepticon insignia. In order to assemble a throne, you need to go ahead and grab the display stand base. And on the base you have 4 portholes. Well, on the bottom of the throne you have 4 pegs. Let's go and plug those pegs right into those portholes. Just like that. And now you have the Decepticon throne fully assembled. Well, when I turn the Decepticon throne around, you'll notice that there's various pegs and slots. And those slots and pegs were created in order to store a lot or most of Deathsaurus' accessories. The first accessory I'm going to go ahead and store is the spiked flail. On the spiked ball on the back here, you'll notice there's a 5mm porthole. At the top of the throne, there's a 5mm peg. Or plug that spiked ball, and what I like to do is make sure the chain is facing to the side, so it's kind of not really dangling above a lot of the other parts here, because there's a lot of accessories that can be stored on this throne. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in right now. What you want to do next is grab the handle, and the handle on each side has a slotted peg right there and right there. I want to grab the flat side and face it outwards, because to the far left of the throne there's a slotted porthole right there. Grab one of those slotted pegs and plug it right into that porthole. And now you have this base stored on this throne. The next accessory you want to go ahead and grab is the arrow from the longbow. As you can see, there's 2 slotted pegs right there and right there. Well, right next to the handle here, there's 2 slotted portholes right there and right there. Just plug that right in, just like that. And now you have his arrow stored on his throne. The next accessory I want to go ahead and grab is Deathsaurus' sword. Now on one side, you notice there's a larger porthole right there. Well, there's a large peg right there. Plug that peg right into that porthole, and now you have his sword stored on his throne. The next accessory you want to go ahead and grab is a living metal destroying cannon. And as I mentioned earlier on, there's a way to fold this for storage purposes, and this is the purpose. On the one side, you'll see a little porthole right there. On the bottom of the throne right here, you'll see there's a peg. Just some molded details so you'll know how to put the cannon on, and you'll kind of guide it into place, like that. And it snaps right into place. And the final accessory you want to go ahead and grab is the Death Tailor's shield. You want to grab the handle, and on the side of the handle there's that peg, and there's a porthole. On the back of the shield there's a peg. Now plug it in that porthole so that peg faces outward just like that. Right in the middle here you have a porthole right there. You want to plug the shield right in that porthole, and now you have all the accessories stored on his throne. I'm going to go ahead and turn the throne around again, because there's more purposes. So the top of the Decepticon insignia, you see 2 little pegs right there and right there. You want to grab Eagle Chest, go to position of Eagle better. At the bottom of his feet, you have 2 little portholes right there and right there. You want to plug that right on the top of the throne, just like that. And it takes a Now you have the eagle chest stored on the Decepticon throne. The final thing you want to grab now is Deathsaurus. So of course I positioned him so that he's already in a seated position. And on his back, you'll see that there's that backpack, right? But on the throne here, there's that little slot, that molded detail right there. And that's to fit that backpack. What you want to go ahead and do is slide the source right into the throne just like that. And it should just fit right into place. Let me see if I can... There we go. Now you have the Decepticon Emperor seated on his throne. Well, if you guys found any of the information valuable in this review, please like and share this video. Also, if you really enjoy my content, please subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching Radfield's Awesome Toy Collector Review. Check you guys out.